everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning Dooger. I think the music's down a little too low. That might be good. Let me know if that's too loud. Not loud enough. Whatever. Just let me know. Give me details. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I tweeted already. I don't want to see a single person be like, did you tweet? I did it. I did the tweet thing. I did it. Hello. Thank you. Since when is there closed captioning on Twitch? It is a plugin. It's a plugin that you can add to OBS. That is pretty great. We love it. So if you do !CC in chat, you can check it out. It gives information for a viewer on how to like turn them on and off depending on how you're watching. But if you're a streamer, it gives you info on how to add the plugin. So yeah. For the most part, it knows what I'm saying. Occasionally, I'll say a thing like, what was it? We were playing Dead Space, and it picked up necromorph just fine and spelled it right. Yeah, it did it again. I'm just looking now. But there was another word that was super normal that it got wrong. So, you know, but for the most part, it gets everything right. So I'm very happy with it. Yeah, we had a good family day yesterday. We did our sponsored stream in the evening, and that was very fun. It was very kooky. But before that, so Clarky and I went for like a 2.5 hour jaunt in the woods, which was very fun. She had leaves all over her. Probably 30 to 40 minutes of that trip was her finding a big pile of leaves and being like, this is my whole personality now. And she just wanted to play in the leaves. She played in them so much that every dog that came by tried to also play in the leaves. And she kept having to be like, no! So she was obviously having a great time. But we did that, and that was very fun. And then when we got home, Clark wanted to just veg out. So I was like, you veg out with Daddy while he's waking up, and I'm going to have some me time, right? And Sam was like, you know, it just came out in the United Kingdom. Puss in Boots. We should go see it. I said, okay. So I got us tickets, and we went to see Puss in Boots. Now, some of you might remember that I had brought up, apparently, the antagonist of Puss in Boots is kind of intense. Is it going to be too intense for my kid? And for the most part, I got kind of like, you know, like it depends on the kid sort of stuff. Maybe. So, Sam and I were like, okay, when we went to see Matilda, and we felt like there were some moments in Matilda that were a little too intense for her, right? But she was okay as long as she was like on our laps, and she still really loved it, and she really enjoyed herself. She hasn't had any like nightmares about Matilda, right? She just gets really invested. So we were like, okay, we'll just give her a brief, you know, we'll be like, FYI, there might be some scary stuff in this movie. If there is, you know, you can sit on Daddy's lap, you can sit on my lap, you can hold hands, you don't have to watch, whatever you need. Yeah, it's rated PG, just so everybody knows. So we took her to see it. Now, first thing in the Clarky review was the movie starts and she furiously looks at me because we have a book about Puss in Boots, but like the normal Puss in Boots story, right? So the movie I'm not going to give you any spoilers about this movie. I will tell you that we loved it. All of us loved it. I really want to go see it again. But the movie starts and she immediately looks at me and goes, "This isn't like the book." And I was like, no, it's not gonna be like the book, honey. It's not gonna be the same story as the book. And she was like, like just mad the second the movie started. Like, what do you mean? I was expecting a story about a young miller's son who gets a fanciful cat. What do you mean? Right? That movie, yes, I will say there are many moments, especially moments with the antagonist in that movie, where I think it would have been better if she was a little bit older. But I will say that, like, overall, if she was really upset, it was because she was really invested. She was, like, really, really invested in what was going on. So, like, there's a moment, I don't feel like this is much of a spoiler. There's a moment where like, Puss in Boots gets hurt, right? And she full on, I could hear her on Sam's lap going, he's hurt. Is he gonna be okay? You know, just like, she was just so invested. But she had a great time. There were a couple of moments where it was just too much and she didn't watch, and she hugged us and it was fine. Generally, I've found that what helps her is to reassure her that it is going to have a happy ending, right? And sometimes you're watching a thing and you really can't guarantee that. But, like, for the most part, the things that she was worried about, we were able to be like, you don't have to watch what's going on right now, but we can promise you that this specific situation is going to turn out all right, you know? And it did, and she was fine, you know, but who hurt him? The book is better. Yeah, Clark full on was the book is bettering Puss in Boots. Because, you know, she hasn't seen, like, Shrek or the first Puss in Boots movie, which I didn't know existed. You know, she had never seen those. So to her, it was like, I'm gonna go see a movie version of this book that I read at bedtime sometimes. Yeah, it's very good. Both Sam and I were like, I want to see that again. That was really good. Also, I said, and this might be a very like thing to say live on a stream, but I'll say it anyway. Last night when we were playing the Backbone Prelude, like the follow-up Backbone game, which is a game about a bunch of, like, animals, right? that are in, like, a noir. It's very black sad. And I was like, oh yeah, we saw Puss in Boots, and I understand why everybody wants to kiss the wolf. Because I do, I get it. I understand now. Why everybody's coming out of that movie being like, I don't know, I guess I want to kiss wolves now. Like, I get it. I don't want to kiss the wolf, but I get it. Someone's like, that's just what a person who wants to kiss the wolf would say. The first one is twice her age, 3 times her age. Yeah, it's over 10 years old. The first one. It came out in 2011. Wild. That was me with Elden Ring. With a wolf. I don't know what's in Elden Ring. Except there's like a mushroom mom. There's like a hot mushroom mommy. I don't know. Do you want to kiss mushrooms now? It's the only character that I've seen good art of. She's not a mushroom. She has a big hat. No. No, I reject that. She's a mushroom, actually. I played through all of Elden Ring. A hot mushroom mommy doesn't ring a bell. There's a mushroom mommy in that game, and you cannot convince me any different as a person who has not played that game. I have seen plenty of art. She is a mushroom. Sneaky Shadows, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, the one with 4 arms. The mushroom with 4 arms. when that game came out and I first saw fan art of that character, Neon Divide was still going, and I was like, oh my god, it's my mom, because my character in Neon Divide is a four-armed mushroom person. So yeah, Rani, I have no idea how her name is pronounced, but she's a mushroom. I will never be convinced differently. If that means that I have to not play Elden Ring to keep this delusion going, then that's fine. I'll just never play it. Dodger explains Elden Ring. Oh my god. Do you guys remember in like the heyday of Tumblr when people would be like, I try to explain what a show is about based entirely off of the fan art and posts that I've seen about it? I would love to do that with Elden Ring. I would love to do that with Elden Ring. Yeah, that is the lore. Google doesn't recognize Elden Ring Mushroom Mom. How? I cannot be the only person that saw this character and was like, mushroom person? Elden Ring Mushroom Mom. Mushroom armor set. Mushroom set. How to get the mushroom armor set. You know what? Fuck you, Google. I can't believe this. Undone. Dodger is the one guy. No. It's like when you watch a show and you're like, I love this pairing. I can't wait to go on Archive of Our Own and see all of the other people who found this pairing really exciting. And there's just nothing. It's crickets. And then eventually you find a post that's like, you know what my favorite crack ship is? And you're like, no! Can't believe it. What's Archive of Our Own? It's a fan fiction website. Probably, I would say, the biggest fan fiction website currently. I haven't talked about the OGL stuff, no. I don't feel like I'm in a position to really talk about it with any, like, intelligence. Not saying that I'm not intelligent, just that, like, I haven't taken the time to read any of that stuff. I don't make D&D content. I'm just involved in it. What I have said is that I think the fact that this has created sort of a trickle effect of people looking into other systems, more people like, what's Pathfinder like? You know, people looking at weird indie games like Cairn, you know, and going, maybe this would be fun to do instead. You know, I know that it's been fluctuating back and forth, that they've backed down on a lot of stuff. That's great. I still think that it's good that people sort of had a wake-up call of like, maybe we should be looking at stuff other than D&D. There's so many systems out there, you know, that just don't get the same amount of attention, which makes sense. D&D is old as shit. There are people who grew up playing that game. But, you know, there are so many, like, really creative people making interesting and sometimes really simple but compelling systems. So anything that is getting people to look at that and sort of like broaden their horizons in that way, I think is good. Side note, I really want to either play in or run a Cairn game. It seems so interesting. It's a system where the only way that you can get stronger is by dying. Super cool. I love shit like that. You start off like a baby, just a small sack of skin out in the world trying desperately to stay alive. But every time you die, you come back stronger. I love it. I love that sort of shit. That's so interesting to me.
Oh, Mana, thank you.
I would not be worried about Rhesus if she was in that system. Rhesus was built for a system like Cairn, and unfortunately she's in just the shit show that is D&D. Rolled stats in 2023. It's fine. I'm gonna keep her alive. But when we did the like Bard one shot and everyone was like, "Oh, Rhesus died," I was like, No, she didn't. This is a different thing. Yeah, the Bard that I played in the one shot had like way better stats than Rhesus. So who knows? Maybe at some point I'll be like, just kidding, I play Geki now. Just kidding, Geki is just my character. You actually rolled well. It was a randomized character. So we, a lot of people in Texas were experiencing blackouts. So Max wasn't able to make it to the last call episode. So we decided to do a backstory about one of the other characters. And I was like, I'm super down to do a backstory about Wyman, who is DJ Wheat's character. I just didn't feel prepared to like do a backstory thing about Rhesus, really. And Wyman is like this super charismatic, weird bard, right? So I was like, sure, let's do something with him. And I know Wheat, and I knew that Wheat was gonna be like, as it turns out, I've mentally written down about 100 pages of lore about this character. So yeah, so we did like we did a Bard one shot where we were all just like college kids, and it essentially is just, it's like an episode of a show where everybody just spends the entire thing high and like really thinking that they're gonna like do something important. That's what the session feels like. And I played Geki, and Geki was a randomized character. We randomized what Bard college we were in, what race we were, all of it, right? And so my randomized stats were way better than the stats I actually rolled for, of course. But I played Geki. Geki's an Aarakocra, College of Creation Bard, who's a poet, and she's just like really deep. And she was very fun to play. Have you thought about what your bard is doing in their cozy government job? Probably complaining a lot. Probably complaining a lot about like the system and the man, but like not in a way where she's ever gonna like do anything about it, you know? She's very performative. Who's your favorite character to date? Mine is Alis. Oh, like my favorite character I've ever played? Alis is your favorite character I've played? That's so sweet. I love Alis. I've been reminiscing about Alis a lot. I miss that kid. I don't know that I could pick a favorite. It depends on like the time, you know? Because I'm definitely the sort of person that like fixates on the characters that I'm playing. So, you know, in the moment now, my favorite characters are the characters I'm playing, but I reminisce fondly about most of them, if not all of them. Eugene. I could never have predicted that so many people would love Eugene. Never in a million years. I'm still like shocked how often people will be like, man, I miss Eugene. What a good character. It's not that I didn't love Eugene. Eugene was very fun for me to play. It's just so hilarious to me that like my weird slime character, my character that was just goop, is like my most beloved character by far. Eugene was a green slime, space slime, in a Fate accelerated game that we played called Nebula Jazz. We wanted to do something in space, and we needed a system where we could just like make up an alien for ourselves, right? We didn't want to be like constrained by like an actual like race system. We wanted to just make whatever. I was like, I just want to be goop. I just want to be like a goopy boy. So that's what I did. I was a goopy boy named Eugene, and he talked like this, and he was just, you know, he was a lot of huff and puff, but at the end of the day, he was a gross, cowardly piece of shit, and everyone fucking loved him. They loved that little gremlin, dude. And he had, if you ever want to watch it, you know, I won't spoil, like, but he, I think, had like the best character like ending to his story that I've ever had. By far the best like ending to a character ever. You do a very good Chaos Gremlin. Thank you. Hands down, I still use future richest slime in the galaxy as an example for first-time Fate players. That is so sweet. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I was a slime character who was a piece of shit. That slowly learned to love, I guess. And and Sam was a shark man, and his one-time use, like one-time per session ability was that he could just eat a person whole. It was incredible. The times that he chose to use that, it was always so fucking like, I forgot that Rex can just eat someone. It was so wild. Yeah, Jesse was a big lizard man. Sam was a shark man. I was a slime. What was Pocket originally? I'm trying to remember. I remember Pocket's second character. She was like an elf, right? Oh, a robot girl. The robot girl who wasn't a robot. That's right. So weird. What a weird campaign, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say the space elf was the weird doctor that she played, right? That was the second character that she played. Wild. Yeah. I love all my characters. The characters that I get to spend the most time with, I wind up like thinking about the most, I guess I would say. I think about Alis a lot because we had a start, a middle, and end. We had like multiple seasons with that kid. And also he was really hard for me to let go of because I'll never do this again, by the way, because I chose to play like a young teen character. So he's like 14 in the campaign. starts off at 13 and is 14 by the end of the campaign. And you have such a feeling when you play a kid, you have such a feeling of like they have so much life ahead of them. Like, it's really hard to be like, and I guess that's it. Dude. So, yeah. I'll never play a kid again, I don't think. It was very difficult for me to be like, and now I'm done with Alis. I'm still not done with Alis. I've written side stories about Alis because he's just stuck up here. Would you ever play an older version of him? I can't. It would have to be in like a campaign where it was sort of like an AU almost, because I played him. Brett basically has like a bunch of games that span like a long period of time in the same world. So I played Alis in phase 2 of his games, and currently phase 3 is happening, right? So phase 3 is far enough in the future that like everything that happened to Alis is done now, right? So there would never be like campaigns set in between those two phases. Yeah, he doesn't have like an interest in doing that, which I totally get. Nice hair, bruv. Thank you. I did not publish them, no. Deadbeats returns next week. I need my fix. Yes, it does return next week. I need to figure out whether or not I'm going to be able to not stream, but join D&D campaigns when I'm in America. We'll be in America, not this coming up week, but the week after. We'll be there for the whole week. I don't know whether or not I'll be able to join campaigns. I'll have to figure out what time stuff is starting, you know. Sam said he couldn't make it. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably plan on not doing it. I should probably just tell everybody I can't make it instead of last minute being like, just kidding, I couldn't make it work, you know. Yeah, I think the only like crossover like memory stuff that has happened in phase 3 has been with the goblins. Tomato is playing like a radiation slime thing. Speaking of slimes, he's playing a slime sort of creature, and he can create like baby versions of himself, and one of them was one of the goblins. Like it took on the form of one of the goblins from phase 2. Logan, who is in our campaign, is played by Jesse. Jesse played one of the goblins in phase 2. And his character, Logan, ate the wrong thing and got super high and saw his phase 2 character like in like a weird sort of state that he was in. So that sort of stuff has happened, but no full connections between characters played by the same person. Yeah. But yeah, I was talking with Joe a while ago about trying out some systems offline. We all used to play a couple of offline games together, like years ago, way back. And we don't anymore. And so I was talking with Joe and basically saying, like, I would love to just do like even just like one shots with a few friends, you know, and try out different systems and see what they're like. Not stream them, sorry. But just, you know, take the pressure off about like fully understanding the mechanics right off the bat, and just kind of like mess around with some different sort of systems. I was the person who made the Aldorus shitpost with the hat and the knife. Yes, good. I hope we get to see something like that one day. I'm bored of D&D shows. Yeah, I just think we've talked about this a lot, so I don't want to just like regurgitate the exact same shit I've said a million times, but just like to keep it short. People find D&D really accessible at this point. There's so many D&D shows. People will typically say like, I would love to see something new, but if that means that they as a viewer have to learn a whole bunch of new mechanics, a lot of times it doesn't wind up being the same sort of content for them. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people view content in totally different ways, but I think a lot of people enjoy D&D as sort of like a secondary piece of media, right? It's something that you can do while you're doing something else. You can sort of utilize it as a podcast and look when you feel like it. The second that it's all right, it's that, but also you're not totally sure what the numbers mean, because this is a different system. All of the different stats, they're named something else. You're not totally sure what they mean or how they affect the game, right? Then suddenly you have to pay more attention. And I think it winds up being a different sort of content for you until you understand the mechanics. So even if someone is like, I watch a lot of D&D stuff, I would love to watch things that are in different systems. At the time that they're looking for a tabletop thing to watch, potentially their brain is going to go, but I'm not looking for something I have to pay that much attention to, you know? Does that make sense? Yeah, again, I'm not saying this is true for everybody. I just think that might be one of the reasons why, you know, people don't try other systems super often. I think, like, Hellions plans to, and maybe they'll decide not to do this, but just FYI, a peek behind the curtain, we're planning on swapping to Pathfinder. We have a bunch of people that play in Hellions that love Pathfinder. I've never played it before, but I'm super down to learn. So we've been talking a lot about Pathfinder, right? Hellions as a game is extremely theater of the mind. We don't do a whole lot of combat. And a lot of the roles and things that happen, our DM is very good at like describing what is going on and why you're making that roll. I think swapping to a new system that is like fairly D&D adjacent, there are a lot of parallels, right? I did this. I realized it looked like I was like kicking something into gear. I think that'll work fine. I don't think that people are gonna feel much of a hiccup. Because it's so RP based, you know? Yes. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of 3.5 as well, which I haven't played in years, but 3.5 was my entry to D&D, so it has a place in my heart, you know? I remember when 4 came out, and my immediate thought was, where'd all my stuff go? You know, they pared it down too much to me, because I was so used to 3.5. And if you talk to somebody like Octo loves 4. He loves 4.0. He thinks there's a bunch of really cool shit in 4.0. I don't know very many people who feel that way, but it is nice to talk to somebody who doesn't just shit on 4.0 completely. But I do think 5 wound up being the best of both worlds in a lot of ways. It just made it more accessible, while still giving you some meat to work with, you know? Going cringe RPG. I wish that was the name of the channel. Oh my god. I would love to be able to say, yeah, I'm in a D&D show on Going Cringe RPG. Holy shit. I'm gonna message them and be like, guys, I know that, like, we have a bunch of different shows on this channel and they're all branded in a very specific way. But hear me out. Hold up. Hear me out. Yeah, there's a system that I would love to try out called, I think it's called Easy D6. You just use D6s. A 1 is a critical fail and a 6 is a critical success. So you will critically succeed more often, but you will also critically fail more often. I love that. That sounds really fun to me. I went to put points toward the next Drac stream and it's already full. Yeah, it filled up really fast. Bitches, they love the Dracula, dude. We've only got 2 Dracula streams left, and then we'll be done with that book. This book. This man. We're so close. We've almost read this whole fucking book on stream. Proud of us. And then we can talk about what to read next. Yeehaw. Icelandic Dracula next. I might want to dip toes into different shit, but I do think we should come back to Icelandic Dracula at some point. We've got Frankenstein. That seems very accessible, way shorter than Dracula. Jekyll and Hyde is super short. I think we could do that in a stream. Yeah, there's a lot of options that are like open, you know. I ain't gonna get the lawman ain't gonna be knocking at my door about it. I've got I've got the complete works of Sherlock Holmes. We could totally read some Sherlock. Yeah, we want to stick to stuff that is public domain. You should read the Bible on stream. It's the opposite direction. Shorter than this, ideally. Stuff that's shorter than this. Sherlock Holmes, but the PNG is the cats. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think having the multiple PNGs is really fun. I think in the future, I would just like hit up an artist friend and be like, hey, I would love like little chibi versions of all of these characters for this book reading. Can you do that for me? Just so that it's not something that I have to like fuss with. And you know, I have so many friends that are artists. It's a good excuse to just be like, let me throw some money at you. And you can make something cute for a weird book stream, please. What about Treasure Island? Let's see how long Treasure Island is. I read Treasure Island a very long time ago. I do not remember how long that book is. How long to read Treasure Island. Treasure Island, the average reader spends about 3 hours and 52 minutes reading this book at 250 words per minute. So if we're reading it out loud on stream, I would say it would take maybe 8 or 9 hours. Yeah, you can just look up like lists of public domain books. There's stats on this. Yeah. You know how long to beat? There's a website called How Long to Read, and you can go there and you can type in a book and it'll give you the average words per minute for like the typical reader. And then a number, and you can adjust accordingly to your situation. So I know that it takes me at least twice the amount of time to read a book if I'm reading it out loud. And you know, honestly, I think it probably takes me longer than the average reader to just like read a book in general, because I do that really cool thing that some of you will vibe with, where I'm like, I drove at once to Hillingham and arrived early, keeping my cab at the... I wonder, did I eat earlier? I actually can't remember if I ate earlier. I think that I did. I did. I had a quesadilla. It was really good. I actually really liked how I used the cheese grater, and I put some broccoli in there with the cheese grater because it was frozen broccoli, and that worked really... Fuck! What did that paragraph say? I have to start over. So I do that a lot. I hate when I've read a line 10 times and I still don't process it. I literally have to put the book down. If I can tell, there's 2 gears. I have 2 reading gears. And I don't know what like the actual terms for this are, but I've talked to other people who have said that they do the same thing, where it's either I'm like fully invested and able to read and able to follow it, or I am hyper aware of the fact that I am trying to read something and I don't process it at all. And like each individual word is going into my head on its own instead of like the full concept of the sentence. If I'm doing that, I just put it away. I just shut that shit. Absolutely not. I can't read right now, you know? There are 2 wolves, one that can read and one that can't. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's called or what that is. I used to refer to it as Tetris brain because it's the exact same thing I do with Tetris. If I am in the zone, like Kuroko, dude, if I'm in the zone with Tetris, I'm not thinking about where the pieces are going. I'm looking at the whole picture, right? I see the whole picture and I know where all of the pieces need to go as I see them like pop up in the like next piece, right? I'm already thinking like pieces ahead, right? I'm a chess master, except it's Tetris. And then I can sometimes play Tetris and it's like, okay, I have a long piece. Oh shit, it's already halfway down. I don't know where to I'll just make it flat. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Like there's 2 wolves. It gets bad when I stop in the middle of a chapter, get stuck, and forget what was happening. Oh my god. When you don't realize that you've been thinking about something else for like 2 pages, and then you're like, no. When did I stop processing? No! Yeah, if you can't, you know, if you can't, you can't. I have to reread dramatic beats a few times usually. If something is high action, if it's a lot of description of what's going on, I will need to read that more than once, most likely. And if it's a book that has been purposefully trying to be confusing, I will maybe have to read it 10 times. Arrow. sometimes I just have to read that shit over and over and over again because I'm like, I don't even know overall what was going on in this book before we got here. So I really hoped that it would make sense before people started kicking each other, but it just didn't. So I have to just roll with it. This is how you lose the time where it took me a full year to roll with the writing style. Oh my god. I actually just bought that book because so many people have recommended it. And I was like, fine, I'll read it. And I haven't started it yet because I'm still trying to get through the first Expanse book. And if I don't keep trucking at least a little bit at a time on that Expanse book, Sput's actually going to drill up from the baseboards of my house and kill me. So, guys, let's also like try not to diagnose each other as much as I see happening in chat. There's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I do this. And a bunch of people responding with, you have ADHD. Not necessarily. Chill out on that a little bit. I think that there are a lot of things that are rolled into ADHD, things that can be signs of ADHD that can also just be signs of other things. So I would like to mitigate the amount that a person says, yeah, sometimes I have trouble doing my dishes. And then another person goes, that's because you have ADHD, actually. I do think that sometimes there can be something that you struggle with, and maybe there is a community that has a bit more information on how to deal with that than you do, right? There are definitely some things that I do where I know that if I go and look at like ADHD friendly content, they'll probably talk a little bit about different ways to approach dealing with that thing. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, right? With saying like, even if I don't have this thing, there is a lot of information out there on how to help this specific issue that I have. And sometimes you might find yourself in content related to that thing. So for that, that's great, you know? I just don't think we should be so quick to like diagnose each other or ourselves necessarily based on like one or two things. And if you are concerned, or if you have like a pretty good idea that you are struggling with something like that, talking to a specialist, you know, is always the best. So yeah, for sure. I also understand that some of you guys are coming from a place of, I have ADHD and I struggle with that thing, so I totally get it. You know, I just wanted to. I just wanted, you know, I think what I'm saying makes sense, right? I don't want it to be so like, you have ADHD if you're doing this thing, you know. It's not easy when the wait list in the UK is 3 years. That is also true. It is really hard to get diagnosed. Any restaurants in the US you're looking forward to visiting when you're back? Oh my gosh. Sam wants to go to Taco Bell so bad. Which is hilarious. When he first came to America, he was like, I do not understand what the hype is about Taco Bell or just like Mexican food. And before anybody's like, Taco Bell isn't real Mexican food, just chill out. Just any, like, he just didn't get it. And then now, after living there for a while, now the amount of times that he's like, I just want a burrito, like a good burrito. Fuck, I would kill a guy for like some street tacos, dude. But we were talking about going to America a couple weeks from now, and he was like, oh, do you think there's a Taco Bell near where your parents are? I was like, probably. Taco Bell is in the UK. It does not taste the same. There's a Taco Bell that we're able to drive through. It takes like 30 minutes. So if we're in that area, sometimes we'll be like, maybe we'll get a little Taco Bell. But it doesn't taste the same. I want to go to a diner so bad. There just aren't Americana diners here, which makes sense given the name. I want to go to a diner so bad. I think about it all the time. So I will be going to a diner. I would love to get some street tacos. And other than that, I'll eat anything. I miss diners so much. Oh, they're so good. I was thinking about, I don't want this to sound like I'm upset that I had a child. Just sometimes when you're a parent, you think about things that you were able to do before you had a kid that you can't really do anymore. So I was thinking to myself, oh my God, it's wild to think that like 6 years ago, Sam and I were able to just at 3 a.m, just drive to a diner in LA and just like get food at a diner at 3 a.m, and we could just do that on a lark. I didn't appreciate it at the time. I didn't appreciate it at the time. My ability to just at 3 a.m. be like, I want hash browns so bad, and I'm leaving the house right now to get hash browns. I can't do that anymore. This is not an option. Go-to diner meal, I will always get whatever the basic 2-egg breakfast is. I judge a diner heavily based on what their hash browns look like. If I say I want hash browns and they say, are home fries okay? Absolutely not. I know I'm not gonna have a good time there. Home fries are fine. It's not what I want though. Yeah, whatever they're like, 2 eggs, toast, choose bacon or sausage, hash browns, that meal, that's what I want. I always get that at a diner to see like what's going on there. Do you miss crappy diner coffee? Yeah. I miss the feeling of being at a diner and having like burnt ass coffee in like a weird cup that has the diner's name on it. And just a 2-egg breakfast where maybe the eggs have like too much butter on them and stuff, like I just want like a shitty diner breakfast. So I want that when I go to America. When I go to America, that's what I want. I will tell you though, oh my God, wait, I also really want, I wonder if we could go to CJ's. There's a place on Pico Boulevard. If you live in LA, there's a place on Pico Boulevard called CJ's. That place is near and dear to Sam and my hearts. I've talked about it before, but like it's so lovely. The people that work there are great. Their food is so good. Get the chilaquiles. It is incredible. we had so many important life moments happen at CJ's. We called our parents when we got our very first ultrasound of Clark. We called them from CJ's. We talked about whether or not we were going to move out of the country when we were at CJ's. Like all kinds of stuff. We talked, like, it was such an important like place for us. And I hope that they're doing well. And if you live near there and you've never been, please go. If you like spicy food, get the chilaquiles. Otherwise, all of their food's good. They have like really good sandwiches there, like grilled sandwiches. But it's like a crossover of Mexican food and Americana diner food. So good. I want to go to CJ's. I want chilaquiles. Yeah, I want to do that. They do have two. Yeah, there's one on Pico and there's one kind of more south, like towards Torrance. I'm trying to remember what that area is called, where it is. But the one on Pico is the one that we lived close enough to go to a lot. That was our sitcom set. It was. Yeah, that was our sitcom set. Yes, Pico Boulevard in downtown LA. In like mid-city. We're visiting my parents, and this time of year they live in the desert. So we'll be flying into California and then going out to the desert to spend some time with them. We're hoping to spend a day in LA to like try and see as many people as we can. But the main point of the trip is to see my parents. So least favorite American chains. Norms. I hate Norms. I've never had a good meal at Norms. And it might sound like that bar is really low, given that I was like, I just want a shitty meal where everything's too greasy and my coffee's burned, right? Like, yeah, the bar is pretty low, and I have never had a meal at Norms that I've liked. So, you know. Love Denny's. Love IHOP. My favorite diners are always going to be the like little mom and pops. There's another one that's actually pretty close to CJ's. Fuck, what was it called? It was also in Pico. A little old man owns it, and he's so cute. Wait a second, I'm gonna find it. It's the corner of Pico and Sawtell. Big Tommy's? It's not that. It ain't that. That's not it. Okay, hold on. Zoom in. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, where is... Wait, what the fuck? Okay, there's Ocean. There's Lincoln. Pico. Okay, we go this way, I think. Sepulveda. Pico and Sepulveda, is that it? Oh my god. I'm having such a hard time. Wait, where is this? Not that. That's the tar pits. I love that I spent 10 years of my life living in a place that had tar pits as like a tourist attraction. It's good. That's really good. Nope, too far. Okay, hold the fuck on. What am I doing here? That's Sepulveda right there, right? That's J-Town. Oh my god, why am I getting so confused? drive me crazy. This is gonna drive me crazy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna look for CJ's first. CJ's Cafe. Okay. On Pico. This one. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. And now... and now we travel this way. I'm gonna find this fucking place. I am committed now. If it's closed, I'm gonna lose it. Maybe that's why I can't find it, because it's closed. Oh, I'll cry. I'll be so sad. Where is... I'm so annoyed. Jeff's Sausages. Jeff's Sausage Factory. Oh my god, it might be closed. I literally can't find it. I'm so upset. What the fuck? It should be right there. It should be right there, dude. No! Well, now I'm just depressed. I'm so upset. Are you kidding me? Oh, that was such a cute little diner. And there was a little old man. Fuck. Ah, I'm so mad. Okay, well. I'm glad CJ's is still open. But I'm upset that I couldn't find that diner. It might have been a pandemic casualty. That really sucks. Cancel the trip. I'm not going anymore. I can't face them. Yeah, it's true. 2 years of lockdown. Made everything harder. I don't want this. I don't want that. I keep trying to make these earrings work. They're just like slightly too big for me, I think. These ones. Every time I put them in, they feel too big. I don't know why. Is Olive Garden as bad as everyone says? No, it's fine. When you're here, you're family. It's fine. You can get unlimited breadsticks, you know. Would I recommend you go to Olive Garden? No. But it's fine, you know. It's a mid-tier place to eat. Oh god. A bad Olive Garden will make you feel like dying, and a good Olive Garden is fine. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I have been to a bad Olive Garden before. Diner tier list. I would love. Oh my god. We should do that. At some point, we should do that. You know what? Yeah. I'll do that as some content for while I'm gone. I'm gonna make a tier list of American restaurants. Yeah, my tier list of random LA specific places to eat. No, I'm not doing any vlogs or streams or anything while we're there. What are y'all's thoughts on Chili's? Chili's is fine. Chili's is another place that's just fine. It's not a place I would recommend anybody go. Olive Garden, Chili's, Applebee's. What else is kind of like in that realm of like, yeah, they've got like a thing or two that are fine. Places that I think people wrap into those but is actually really good. Places like Red Robin. Holy shit. I could eat at Red Robin every day. Their burgers are so good. The steak fries, dude. Red Robin's great. It does, yeah. Sonic Burger. We had a Sonic that was maybe like 30 or 40 minutes away from the college that I used to go to. I loved it. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I really like the food at Sonic, and I'll get roasted. I haven't had it since college, so I don't know. Maybe it's actually terrible, but for a college student, holy shit. It was great. I liked that I could go there and order a burger and be like, can you just slap a bunch of jalapenos on there? And they'd go, yeah, dude. That was great. They had like loaded tater tots. Ugh, it's good. In-N-Out. Oh my god, we'll definitely go to In-N-Out while we're there. In-N-Out is another place that's like kind of divisive. Some people really love it and some people do not. I hate their fries. Really do not like the fries at In-N-Out, but I love the burgers at In-N-Out. Yeah, I don't understand why their fries are so bland. Why are their fries so bland? Put something on them, dude. I just don't understand. Is this conversation making you more homesick than usual, perhaps? A little bit. It's making me hungry, which sucks because I know that I can't have any of the food that I'm talking about right now. I think it would make me feel more homesick if I didn't know that I was going to be there in like, you know, a week.
Hi, Octo.
Is there a UK food chain you've tried and love? Not that I can think of. I do like the hand pie situation over here. The pasty situation. I like that there are places to get pasties. Those are not a thing in America. So, yeah. Big fan of those. You know, I can get down on a Greg's. Greg's and I get along. Another win for Greg's. Why does Jesse want me to say that? I won't say it unless I get an explicit reason. Nando's is spicy chicken. Nando's is chicken with like 8,000 different sauces. What has Greg's done? Greg's hasn't done anything. Greg's hasn't done anything except make food that you can grab very quickly. Yeah, I do feel like Nando's was better, like, back in the day, you know? I'm not from here though, so I can't speak with any authority, but I do feel like when I came to England the first time and had Nando's, which would have been my second time in England, I really liked it. And in the last few years, every time I've had Nando's, I've been kind of disappointed, which is so unfortunate. I love the little pastry squares covered in icing from Greg's. I'm not like other girls. I've never been super into sweets or like desserts. If I'm gonna remember a place, it'll be for like its savory shit. So I don't know what you're talking about is what I'm long-windedly coming up. I don't remember anything sweet that is at Greg's. I don't remember there ever being a sweet thing at Greg's because I go there and I'm like, all right, what kind of weird hand pies you got? So it's good. Look, it's just a really good self roast. If you feel yourself starting to be like, I'm a bit different. I just like live my life differently. So let me tell you why. It's literally just a lump of pastry with sugar. That sounds great. Salt Bard, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, guys. We're talking about food. We're talking about food right now. People are asking me if there's anything in England that, or any franchises in England that I really like food franchises. But I don't feel like... to be honest, I feel like a lot of the restaurants that are chains here are American places. Chain restaurants aren't as much of a thing in England, I feel like. And maybe that's just me being unobservant and also being in like a very rural area. This might not be the case. But I think like places that are sort of 7-Eleven adjacent, like mini mart sort of food situations are more common. In terms of like a place that goes by the same name that you'll see frequently, Greg's. But like, I don't know, like chain restaurants, like equivalents to Nando's where they just pop up a lot. I don't see a ton of those. Also, we don't really do 24-hour cafes. I know, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. Even if we didn't have a kid, I couldn't at 3 a.m. be like, I want hash browns. I was complaining about that, but like, I don't live in a country that does that. 3 a.m. kebab somewhere? Sure. But do I want that? Not really. 3 a.m. hash browns and burnt coffee? That's what I want. That's the American that is trying desperately to crawl out of my mouth. $3 a.m. kebab is life. No thanks. I like a kebab. Maybe once every month or two. I can't help but think that those of you who are like, 3 a.m. kebab is the best. That's the best shit in the world. Y'all party a lot? Are you the people that are like really drunk around 3 a.m. going, I just got to eat something. And then you eat a kebab and go, that's the best fucking thing I've ever eaten in my life. You don't know me. I will never forget going out to dance with Sam's sisters one time, and we all drank a bunch, and then we were walking around on like the high street wherever we were walking around on the high street, and I was like, I'm so fucking hungry. And so we stopped at a place and we got some chicken, and I could not stop talking about how good this chicken was. And the next morning I was like, man, where did we get that chicken? I remember thinking that was like incredible chicken, and everyone in the family was like, homie, that chicken was not good. It was perfectly normal 3 a.m. chicken. It was not amazing. You were just drunk. And I was like, thank you for the honesty. But I've, in my time visiting Sam's family over the years, I've gotten the snapshots of people drunkenly coming out of bars in the wee hours and being like, I need to eat something. I guess it's gonna be a kebab. Where was it from? I don't know. I don't know. I still, when we wind up in Sam's hometown, I have no idea where anything is. We're just not there often enough, When we do wind up in his hometown, I'm always like, where are we going? What are we doing, Chief? I have no idea where we are. This insult on Kebab's name will not be forgotten. Look. Again, it's not the 3 a.m. kebab, the stuff that is available at 3 a.m. is not always good. I don't think anybody in chat right now can can give me proof that all 3 a.m. kebab is just incredible. But if you would like to prove that to me, feel free. 3M Kebab's just doing the best it can, fair. This is a cultural thing, I think. For me, the 3 a.m. food is nerf or nothing. It's hash browns. It's hash browns. And you can't do that here. So I'm bitter. That's where all of this is coming from. This vitriol. Midnight toast? What, just eating toast in the middle of the night? No. Burger King had the Egg-normous sandwich. I've never seen... I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. I want to see it. Egg-normous sandwich. Oh my god. I'm upset. I imagined something bigger. I mean, the Egg-normous burrito. Oh my god. It's an excellent sandwich. I need to stop. We need to talk about something else, because at this point now it's just me roasting food that people like, and that's not fun. Yeah, I need the shredded potato hash brown. If it's not that, I'm not having a good time. Unfortunately. I've gotten very used to, in England, they do these hash browns. Right? If you know, I guess. The hash brown, What do you even call that? It's like a really big tater tot, except the potato cake, the patty. Yeah, I guess it's like a potato patty, I guess. They do that most places. It's very similar to a McDonald's hash brown, if you know what those look like. But those are what you get at a lot of like places that you can get an English breakfast. That's what they offer, is these shits. I've gotten very used to them. They're still not my fave, but I've gotten used to them. The potato gang sign. But yeah, the hash browns that I'm used to, those of you who haven't had these, the hash browns that I grew up with, that I'm always looking for when I go to a diner, and why my hackles go up if I'm like, I would like hash browns, and they say, are home fries okay? Is they're shredded potato. Think kind of latke, right? They're shredded potato with the moisture squeezed out, and then it's sort of like put down. They sort of like shake out the shredded potato in a big pile and just like crisp it up on one side, flip it over, crisp it up on the other side, and throw it on your plate. Love it. I love that shit. I don't like those at all. See? Food is so personal. Food is so personal. Like, I find that so interesting. Yeah, hold on. I will find a picture of my hash browns. Okay. Okay, so that's like my type of hash browns. Where are these? I need these shits for visual representation. A lot of these aren't looking quite right, but that's okay. So, a lot of the UK ones are like this kind of a thing, right? Little patties. A lot of the ones, for whatever reason, a lot of the ones that I get are like triangle shaped, but it's this kind of a thing, which is why I was like, it's kind of like the McDonald's breakfast ones, right? The ones that I always want are these. This sort of thing. It's just shredded potato, crisped on one side, flipped, crisped on the other side. Sometimes places will ask if you want onion thrown in there. Always say yes. It's so good. But it's just like, you know, it just gets cooked on either side, and that's basically it. Throw some salt in there, dude. Yeah, like this. This kind of a thing. Yeah, this texture, this is what we want here when you start eating it, right? Some of it's crispy, some of it's soft. It's good. It's good. And then they'll say, do you want home fries? And those look like this. And some of you are going to be like, yeah, that's the good shit. They are good shit. But if I want hash browns, I don't want these, okay? These are home fries, right? And they're just like little tiny bits of potato. There's probably some like onion, some green pepper in there. This, right? And they're fine, but they're not what I'm looking for. So home fries, this and this are what I think of when I think hash browns. In England, this is what a hash brown is. This guy. That sort of a thing. I am surrounded by potatoes, as the Lord intended. Hilariously, if I'm making potatoes at home for like a breakfast situation, I'll probably make something like this because it is easier. It is a lot easier to just like cube up some potatoes, get them boiling, and then throw them in a pan with some type of a fat or grease, right? Onions, whatever, and get some flavor on there. This is easier to do for sure. But this, girl, if you live in a country that has them, you can get frozen hash brown bits where it's just all ready to, you just throw it in a pan and you fry it up. I have yet to see that here, so. When you overcrowd the pan and end up with pale, lightly steamed cubes. Yeah, when you put too many in there, and then like some of them are getting burnt, but the rest of them are still frozen. You're like, what have I done? Yeah, well, we would keep, like bacon grease, or something similar, and then make the hash browns in that. That's what Tiri's family does too. Oh my god, instant mashed potatoes. Have I seen instant mashed potatoes since moving here? I'm trying to think. I used to love instant mashed potatoes. It's not like making mashed potatoes takes a long time. But there's something nostalgic for me about instant mashed potatoes. Do Americans call latkes hash browns? No, because they're different. Because hash browns aren't trying to be like a potato cake, right? They don't have anything in them. They're just Tato. I have had Bubble and Squeak. I love Bubble and Squeak. It's very good. Instant mashed potatoes are one of the most disgusting things created by humanity. I love that shit. Bubble and Squeak is witch food. It's very good. So Bubble and Squeak is like a cabbage thing. If you like cabbage, you'll love Bubble and Squeak. Let me see if I can get a good picture. Sometimes at like breakfast places, you can get it looking something like this. So it's kind of like if you've had like a breakfast casserole, but it's potato and cabbage and then like whatever else the person wants to put in there. And it's good. I love cabbage. I'll eat, like, it's basically like England said okonomiyaki, Bubble and Squeak. It's great. Love it. Ugh. Oh my god. I think this needs to be a new segment, Food Talk with Dodger. I feel like most of the time when we talk in depth about food, eventually it gets like too heated. And like sometimes we wind up, you know, people wind up insulting like an entire culture's worth of food, or like people get really angry at each other for eating things a certain way. It can get to be too much. So for some reason, food is very controversial here. But the last time we were talking about that, somebody in chat was like, but like, isn't it also kind of wholesome that the sort of conversations you like are on your guard about are just food? Like you're worried people are going to fight about food instead of anything else. Yeah, it was you. Yeah, it's true. It is cute. Shakshuka. Shakshuka's pretty good. It's usually my go-to after a Sunday roast is make bubble and squeak with the leftovers. I should learn how to make bubble and squeak. I've never made it. But I oftentimes wind up with like just a little bit of leftover cabbage. I don't know how much cabbage is required for like a good bubble and squeak situation, but something less controversial, like which way you have the toilet paper roll. I have talked about this before, actually. I don't care which way the toilet paper roll goes on. And neither does Sam. We're a match made in heaven. We literally don't care. You can go into a bathroom in this house. It is a coin flip which direction the toilet paper is facing. Who knows? It might not even be on there, to be honest, because also about 50% of the time, either me, my husband, or my kid will just fully take the toilet roll off of the thing, use some toilet paper, and then set it down somewhere. I picked that up from my dad. My dad has done that my entire life, and I started doing that. Sam also does that. So you just don't know. Where is the toilet paper? You have to solve a mystery first. A house of chaos. I never want to poop at your house. It's an escape room. Except the thing trying to escape is the poop from your butt so that you can wipe. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page about what I was talking about. Yeah, and then once you finally figure all of that out and you think that you're scot-free, the lights will go out and all the Smiskis will be looking at you. It's a horror show in my house. Don't come here. Don't go to the bathroom here. Make sure you go to the bathroom somewhere else, otherwise... New house means new home for the little shiny creeps, yeah. My little creepy boys. They get a nice new bathroom to settle into. I told Clark, I was like, I'm really excited for us to decorate your room, but I need you to know that I'm also going to be spending way too much time trying to perfect the bathroom. I need all of the Smiskis to have their perfect little spots. And she was like, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not leaving my Smiskis here. No, my boys. They will come back with us. Absolutely. Smiskis are they're little gachas. They're from Japan, but you can get them in Oregon for whatever reason. There's a lot of like Japanese import stores in Oregon, so I bought a shit ton of them when I was stuck in Oregon trying to like sort my visa out. But basically, they're little glow-in-the-dark dudes that you can buy, and it's a gacha. You don't know which one you're gonna get, but they're a different series, so you can buy them by series, and then you know you're gonna get one of like 6 in that series, right? We bought a shit ton of them and opened them all up on stream, And I was like, I'm taking these home and I'm going to hide them in my house. And then it turned into, I'm taking these home and I'm going to put them all in the bathroom. And then my kid got really into them. So she took basically all of them out of the bathroom. She put them all over the house. So we find Smiskis all over the place. But I was like, I'm going to get some of that museum cement. I'm going to get some of that shit so that I can just put them wherever and they'll just be stuck there and no one can take them. But yeah, I'm going to level it up this time. So they've had a good life in that bathroom. It's not like it's been a bad life, but I truly want to give them a habitat all their own. What happens if you need to? They're not, it's not, museum cement isn't like permanent. It's not cement. It's just intended to like keep things from like wobbling or from being easy to like pick up and take away. Yeah, you can get like big containers of it. You know how I found out this stuff exists is because I watch so many people that live in vans. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys that just watches a bunch of different people who are like, this is my school bus, otherwise known as a schoolie, and I've turned it into a home for my 10-person family. I love watching that shit. I know at this point that is not the life for me. Sam would rather die. But I love watching other people that do that. And there is a part of me that thinks it would be really fun to have like a camper van. My mother-in-law and I have talked about this, that we should get a camper van that like anybody in the family can use. Anybody in Sam's family can just like take the camper van. So that's it's just fun to watch. Anyways, a bunch of them started using this stuff because when you start driving, shit falls over, right? So we went from a whole era of content in the van life world of content where people are like, here's how we tear down our entire situation so that we can drive and nothing breaks, right? And they show, you know, all of the little nooks and crannies that they hide stuff in and like put things. And then some fucking genius at some point was like, yeah, I just get museum putty or museum cement or whatever it's called. And then like the things that we never move, I just cement them down. And then I put everything else away, but it takes like 5 minutes. And suddenly that was the tipping point, dude. Now everybody's like, here's my teardown routine. It takes 3 seconds because everything is cemented. Yeah, the new van life meta, dude. For sure. Camper vans are pretty cool for short trips every now and then. Sure. I'm too nesty. I would not do well with the like, no, this is my home. My entire life and everything that I'm doing, my whole situation exists in this trailer or this van or this motorhome or whatever. Obviously, I could do it if I had to, for sure. But if I have the option to just like nest in a place and just stay there, then I will do that. So I'm much more inclined toward it would be cool to have a camper van and go on adventures and then come home to my nest. I forgot to show you guys, look. Look how this is looking. It's so cute. Here, I'll hold this part in place because it's not stitched down yet. Oh, look! It's going so well! It's so cute! I'm very proud. I did this. On Friday, we made all of these little hexies. So this is how much I've done since Friday, and I haven't even been working on it that much. It goes really fast. We made all of these little hexies out of fabric that I've just had sitting for years. And I've been stitching them together, and it goes super fast. So if I decide that I want to use it for a placemat, like, it's nearly done. I'll just have to figure out what the backing fabric is going to be. Originally, I was like, it would be really cool to have if it's going to be a placemat, it would be nice if the backing fabric was like that sort of like fused fabric that you can make out of plastic bags and stuff, and make like a plastic one. But then I was like, it would probably be better if either the whole thing is reused plastic or the whole thing is fabric. I think they need to just be all fabric so that you can just throw them in the wash. You know, you can't do that if half of it is plastic. So, yeah, so I just need to figure out the backing fabric and then finish off the sides. But it's wound up being very cute. I want it to be bigger, but I don't have any fabric left. So now I need to figure out like one more fabric that goes with all of this to sort of do a border, I think. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. But yeah, it went so fast. I'm really happy with it. No, I hand stitched it all. I hand stitched it. It's great. And now Clarky's asking if she can learn how to stitch, which is very cute. I bet if you did like a zigzag stitch, I bet that you could stitch those on a machine like so fucking fast. But even hand stitching has been really quick. Should make a big blankie for Clarky. Yeah, I didn't want to commit to a blanket because I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I hate how often I have wandering eyes with crafts, you know? Where if the second that something gets to be a bit too tedious, I'm like, I'll do a different thing and come back to this later, and I probably won't. So, in order to like give myself the I finished a thing feeling, my mom suggested doing placemats first, because that is a very accessible size of thing to try to make. So, yeah, we're trucking along. I've nearly got a placemat done. And yeah, also we were talking about that before as well. Also trying to just contextualize things as it's okay if you don't finish it. Did you have fun while you were doing it? That's great. Then it was like a valuable use of your time, right? Live in the present, etc. I hand stitched a bunch of stuff. If I never finish this, that's okay. Yeah, I saw someone was teaching my kid's almost 5. Someone was teaching their 4-year-old how to stitch. They had one of those like big clamps that holds the thing for you so that her kid didn't have to hold it, which I think is the way to go if you're teaching a little kid probably. But they had like a circle hoop with fabric, and then they had drawn on stitches for a little rainbow. So that their kid could practice doing different like stitches in rainbow colors. And I was like, that is the way. My kid would lose it. She would love that. You ever make a scarf? Out of what? Never out of that, but yes, I've made tons of scarves in my life. I feel the same way about video games. I don't feel bad about not finishing them. I play until they aren't fun anymore. Sometimes that isn't all the way to the end. Yeah, I try to think like because I think a lot of times it's did I get as much enjoyment out of this as I should have given the amount that I paid for it? And that's sort of a personal thing, right? But yeah, depending on the amount that I pay for something, if I like don't really enjoy playing it at all, then obviously like, yeah, I'm kind of bummed. But if I got like a few hours of solid enjoyment out of it, and then it sort of lost my interest, I'm typically okay with that. Keep in mind, I'm in a very privileged position where like I'm able to write off the games that I buy and things as long as I'm playing them on stream, you know. So it's easier for me to sort of impulse make a decision to buy a game. I can acknowledge that I'm in a good position for that. But yeah, for me it definitely has to do with like, did I get any enjoyment out of it? Did I get a few solid hours of like, this is really fun? Then I'm fine, you know. I have so many games that I haven't even touched that I've bought. It's bad. Did you like Hi-Fi Rush? I loved Hi-Fi Rush. Holy shit. That game is so fun. I've been playing that game off stream. It's great. I'm just slowly making my way through it, but that is a great game. There's obviously a lot of love put into it. The animation is great. The writing is actually super funny, I think. And it's just a really accessible rhythm game. Yeah, what else did we play this week? We played Hi-Fi Rush, and I really liked that. Oh, Dead Space. Yo, the Dead Space remake is so good. It's great. I want to play more of that really bad. I would love to just, like, do a long evening stream after we get back from America and just be like, let's just finish Dead Space, dude. Because that's so fun. Record it for when you're away. I don't think I'll have the time. I recorded a thing with Bree. I just don't think I'll be able to. So this coming up week, Tuesday, there's an event for that game. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it. King of the Castle. King of the Castle is doing an event, and they've invited Sam and I out. So I'll be doing that on Tuesday. And that's an overnight thing. And then Monday night, I'm recording a thing with Jesse and Octo. Wednesday night, I think I'm recording a thing. No, Wednesday night, we have Last Call. Thursday, Deadbeats. And Friday, I have Final Fantasy 14, and then I leave. So I don't think I have an evening, really, that I can do anything. Did you grab a snack? What snack did you grab? Nice. Enjoy. I'm almost done working, and then I'll come give you smooch.
Okay.
Is the King thing streamed? No, I think it's just sometimes when a game is going to be coming out, they'll do like a little event of some kind and invite some people out to like play the game and just like do some goofy stuff. So yeah, they're doing a little event on Tuesday. I don't think any of it is streamed or recorded. Maybe it is, but and then we'll be in America, and then we'll be out of here. So I'm gonna try to get the Brie thing together. That was a fucking fever dream. Holy shit. The game that Brie and I recorded. Dude. So fucking weird. But if you guys like it, we're super down to keep playing it. Are you guys moving permanently back to the US? What? No. We're visiting my parents for a week. Brie bonus is always a wild time. Yeah. I picked a game that neither of us had ever heard of, and it is unhinged. Where's the Brie thing going up? The plan is to stream it while I'm gone, to do a stream of it. So I'll put the VOD together and then stream it. It's been suggested that I just use like TeamViewer or something and hop onto my own computer from there and then set it live from my home computer, but yeah, and it'll have a little thing in the middle of it where I'm like, this isn't live. Thank you for watching. It's a VOD. I'm trying to think of how to answer this. Salt Gubbin asked, have you thought about playing CRPGs like Divinity or Pathfinder on stream? I've played a lot of Divinity off stream, but generally I don't play anything with the intention to play it more than once. Generally. So I'm mostly like a first impressions streamer now for the last like year or so. So yeah. Any of those sorts of games that come out, sure, I'm down to play them, but I would not expect me to play it more than once. I think I've played the start of Divinity 2 like 400 times. Yeah. Divinity 2 Divinity 2 was Sam and my long distance game when we were LDR. We played so much Divinity. We need more Brie bonus streams. Yeah, maybe, look. Maybe this one... maybe I'll upload it and half of you will be like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. I never want to see anything like that again. And the other half of you will be like, I need more of this as soon as possible. So, you know, we'll see. What do you think about classical RPGs in general? RPGs in general are harder for me to get into now. They used to be my bread, butter, jam, and toast when I was a kid. I loved, like, long-distance RPGs. Like, just so much shit to do. A huge world to explore. You know, I was all about that shit. I don't like that anymore. I don't like that anymore generally. I just don't. I know I won't take the time to do everything. I don't like all of the options of like things to do. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like just the overwhelm of choice. When I was a kid, it was exciting, and it's not exciting for me anymore. Even ones that don't give you, that aren't like, you know, open world or like have tons of side quests and shit. Even if everything is like really linear and kind of on rails, but the game is just long, it's just a long RPG, I probably won't get into it. Because I know I just don't have the energy for the long haul. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's the time investment. I have really appreciated how many games have been coming out over the last few years that are like, this is like a quick but really manicured experience, right? There's a lot of love put into this. A lot of care, a lot of joy and triumph and blood and sweat. But it's, 6 hours long. I love that. Oh my God. If I hear a game takes less than 10 hours, I'm like, oh, let's go. Let's go. Absolutely. Kana isn't that short. I spent a long time with Kana, and I don't think I was anywhere near the end of it. "26 hours. Yeah. Given a definition of short. Yeah. Since I had just said, like, I like games that are less than 10 hours, I thought that you were implying you could beat Kana in less than 10 hours. And I was like, I don't think so, dude. Unless I'm really fucking up on that game. No, it's fine. It was just a miscommunication through the text, For sure. Yeah, and I thought of that too while I was saying it, but there's also absolutely an element of, if I buy a game, I want to get a lot out of that game. For sure. I get that as well. So the value of being able to buy a game and then spend months just like doing everything in that game and like fully investing in that one game, that totally makes sense to me as well. Okay, we gotta wrap up, dude. I gotta get out of here. We've got Godforge tonight. If anybody would like to watch that, we're gearing up for the end, dude. I'm gonna cry. We've only got a few sessions left. Weeps. What are you doing? Are you singing?
Yeah.
What are you singing about? Hello.
Rapunzel.
You're singing Rapunzel. You got a boogie on your face.
Where?
I already grabbed it. It's lost to time now. Are you trying to take my blankie?
Yeah.
Come on, man. My blankie, no. My blankie.
Mommy.
Yeah, my love. Is Granddad outside?
Yep, I saw him on the phone. I accidentally put a little thingy that dropped down from the phone arm, and then I tapped it, and then I could see Granddad. That was
Oh. Oh, I see. I was telling Sam we are rapidly approaching the point where she cannot have my phone anymore. She asked if she could watch a video, brought up the video, I handed it to her, and looked away for like 1 second. She was like, "Look, Mommy, I'm playing your cookie game." She just minimized the video, found the icon for Cookie Run, booted up Cookie Run, and was like, "I'm playing the cookie game instead." And I was like, I'm really glad that's what you clicked. Not like I have, a bunch of apps on there that are like, I don't even know what it, but just like, she can now just open whatever she wants. She's figured out how to do that. So Gone are the days of being like, here you go, honey. I'm gonna have to get one of those. There are apps you can get that let you make it so that whoever's on the phone can't tap anything. Like, that's gonna have to be me. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to get that thing that's like, I will do everything for you. You can't touch shit. Yeah. Well, even Cookie Run, right? I was like, you can't play Cookie Run unless someone is explicitly sitting next to you and watching. And she was like, why? And I was like, because there are buttons in that game that are basically you saying, yes, I would like to spend $20 real. I would love to spend $20 real to get a bunch of digital cookie people. Yes, I would. Absolutely. So I was like, I'd rather not. I'd rather you didn't do that. So, nope. You will not be left alone with that. I love you, though. I saw a story about a kid using his parents' phone to order 300 burgers. Wow. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay, sorry. I was leaving. I was trying to leave. Get me out of here, dude. We had no Valentines today, but Raid Leader is open if you would like to suggest somebody for us to raid. Again, we've got Godforge tonight at 9 p.m. GMT if you'd like to watch that. I play a sweet, lovable rabbit girl who is not problematic at all. So, you know, go ahead and tune into that. That's false advertising. Legacy Star Killer, thank you for the 43 months. Dawn Seeker for the 93. Weirwood for the 52. Erwinga for the 27. I am Spellbound for the 27 as well. Sneaky Shadows for subscribing. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Cat Gang. I appreciate it. Rakia, thank you for the 95. Michael L8 for the 98. Silent Matt for the 40. Salt Bard, thank you again for the raid. Plasma Ghost, thank you for the 4 years. Happy anniversary. I appreciate it. AMAS the Cat Gangster for the 81. Kuba the Bear for the 75. Parade of Laughter for the 35. And Lobster for the 35. Thank you guys very much. No raid was redeemed. So, I shall find someone for us. Beep. Boop. Hello, Watson. How are you? What you doing? Let's go say hi to Brick and Nick. Somebody suggested Brick and Nick not that long ago, and he's lovely. He's a Lego streamer. It's great. Let me make sure I've spelled that right. Brick and Nick. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go say hi. Spread love, spread joy. I will see you guys around either tomorrow for our normal stream or tonight for Godforged, or I'll see you when I see you, you know, whenever you're free. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.